They didn't have thumbs up, so they used rocks, and suddenly everyone wanted to be popular.
They didn't have thumbs up, so they used rocks. And suddenly, everyone wanted to be popular. The Ukaka tribe wasn't known for innovation. They knew how to poke things with sticks, shout at clouds, and misidentify shadows as danger. But deep in their soot-covered cave, history was quietly preparing to make a very dumb turn. It all began when a man named Blork wandered into the cave one morning, chewing a half-cooked root and scratching his ribs. On the wall, he saw something new. A painting. It was Gruba's latest masterpiece, a chaotic scene involving 3 mammoths, 2 spears, and a hunter who was clearly, by mistake or design, spearing himself. Blork squinted at the squirrel in the corner, drawn far too large, and in a mix of boredom and criticism, tossed a small rock at it. The rock hit the wall with a clack, leaving a tiny chip under the painting. It should have ended there. But the next morning, someone else tossed a stone at the same artwork. Then someone else. By noon, there were 7 pebbles neatly arranged beneath the mammoth scene. At first, it was just amusement. But by sunset, Gruba was strutting around the cave, basking in attention. She claimed the rocks were spiritual affirmations. Others weren't sure what that meant, but they nodded anyway. The tribe unknowingly had invented likes. By the next moon, tossing rocks at art became the norm. If you appreciated a painting or didn't hate it, you added a stone. The more stones a piece had, the more people praised the artist. Gruba's paintings were now getting dozens of rocks. She even invented bonus pebbles, shiny ones for extra good emotion. Some took it further. Snar, an artist with shaky hands and no real talent, began carving crude faces into his stones before tossing them. Personal signature, he grunted. His art remained terrible, but his rocks became collectible. Others followed suit. Rock polishing became a side hustle. Then came the rock drop parties. Every new drawing was followed by a gathering where everyone brought their best stones. They cheered, grunted appreciatively, and debated placement, whether to stack rocks or scatter them. One elder proposed double rocks, 2 stones from the same person for maximum approval. Controversy followed. "Stone inflation," cried the purist. "Let rocks be honest." Still, the madness grew. Artists bribed friends for likes using cooked meat. Kids offered pre-likes in exchange for bone toys. Gruba launched a massive mural titled Mammoth Battle 5: Rise of the Tusk, which got so many rocks it cracked the cave wall. Not everyone approved. Elder Krook warned that the cave floor was becoming unstable under the weight of validation. He was ignored, until a pile of rocks collapsed and flattened the drawing of a smiling saber-toothed vole. Even that was briefly considered art. At the peak of the trend, things turned dark. One desperate artist faked rocks by painting them on the floor. Another threw a boulder beneath his piece and claims it was a super-like. Someone started tossing mammoth dung, claiming it represented raw emotion. Blork tried to outdo them all by carving a 30-pound stone into his own face, throwing out his back in the process. Eventually, the tribal shaman, weary of the noise and the constant tripping over stones, stood up and declared that the spirits were tired of pebbles. He claimed the gods now preferred silent nods and distant stares into the wind. The crowd was silent. Then someone tossed a rock at the shaman's feet. That moment got more laughs and stones than any painting ever had. Slowly, the stone-liking frenzy faded. The cave filled up. The rocks lost their sparkle. The tribe returned to basics: hunting, fire, and arguing about which animal was easiest to outrun. But the seed had been planted. Humans, even with no language or clothing with buttons, still craved one thing above all: being noticed. And Blork? He kept throwing things. If not rocks, then pine cones. If not pine cones, then bones. His accuracy never improved, but his aim was never the point. After all, he wasn't trying to hurt anyone. He just wanted someone to look at what he liked.